Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Your homeless surfer here, Destry Wade. Glad to have you back, guys. Thank you for sharing time with me. A lot of good things happening. Um, had a had a little break yesterday of working on business, but in the meantime, we have found ourselves an attorney that is going to work with Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and Do I Have a Case program. So we're excited. Couldn't be happier right now. Things are moving forward. Got some business cards ready to go. You can see that. There we go. The homeless surfer. Good looking guy, that is. And we got all the YouTube channels and all those special things you need these days on computerization. So it's been a busy couple days. Got the lawyer, got Konos signed. So those are done deals. This is ready to go. We'll be starting again, like I said. Big announcement on April 6th. On a Monday, we will have our first broadcast from Konos. And Konos and Coffee will be in, as well as Do I Have a Case? We'll begin from there as well that day. So couldn't be happier, guys. We're putting it together. This was a long shot, but not really. We knew what we were doing. So here we are. And we're getting to it. Couldn't be happier. I don't know. Don't know what else to tell you today. It's been kind of a melancholy couple days. Like yesterday was tough. Got through it. Slept real well last night. No bad dreams. Nothing like that. So we're moving it. We're moving it. And I couldn't be happier with the progress of this thing, guys. Really, there's been setbacks, and there's probably more coming for sure. But we're jumping over those hurdles, and being the first hurdle, starting from basically nothing, literally, this can be done, and we're going to prove it, and we're going to show you what visualization and affirmation, when it's done properly, can turn into manifestation. And we're manifesting this to happen. It will happen. Payday is coming, thank God, because I've got some things I've got to do. Number one, I got to get the website up. That's going to run about $15 a month, but we'll add that, and we need it to sell the books through. Um, Also got to get the business cards made. Get the chair. Got two chairs I got to buy. Some new sunglasses because of my altercation. My sunglasses have been broken. So, and unfortunately, when you surf all your life and um, not wear sunglasses, because you really can't wear sunglasses when you surf. We've been trying for years and years to come up with ways to do it, but nothing can outlast that surf, the power of the surf. So sunglasses are out, and unfortunately, what that does when you're staring at water on bright sunny days is it develops cataracts. And so I've got some cataracts, and so when I don't have sunglasses outside, it just blinds me. I literally can't see anything but a white. It's like a whiteboard right in front of me. So yeah, we got to get the sunglasses. That's important. Even the cheapo ones. I like the Ray Bans, but I'm not in that position. So we'll continue to use the other options, which are $9 options instead of $300 options. But eventually, I would really like to get into the Ray Ban sunglasses, the AI ones, because I think it'll be cool to add those those experiences in those that visual to coffee at Konos, so you can kind of see what it's like out here. Try to understand. The hard thing for me in filming the homeless side of life that I live is there's a lot of shit going on, and YouTube's really specific about like not showing criminal activities, drug use, which basically kills the whole it kills the whole street thing because most people are committing felonies just by where they're sitting and smoking a cigarette. It's not a felony; it's called an infraction. But enough of those will get you put in jail. And there's like 9 different people, including lifeguards, that can write tickets for that kind of stuff. So, it's really not the best thing for me to show a lot of activity, day to day activity that goes on out there. But I think introducing and meeting people so you can understand that even though people are homeless and maybe a little reckless still, there's some decent people out there that could really use help. Good comprehensive help. Not what they do. They throw money at the problem, but it doesn't go away because they don't do it right. They just don't. You got to rebuild from the ground up. You know, this has been a huge help. This apartment, and and now because of what's going on, they're moving us out. A whole group of us are going. Basically, all the people that came in this thing, are either moved out or moving out due to eviction processes. Um, because that's what they want to do. They're turning this place over to another group of people that just got through the country, and those of us that grew up here are basically out in the cold. So I don't know. I paid a lot of taxes in my day, earned a lot of money, and paid a lot of tax. And for the fact that people that never paid a dime into it can take out of it is kind of frustrating sometimes. I mean, but I don't have any animosity towards anybody. Everybody just wants to have a good life. And hey, America is a good life. I can't argue with that. And like I was telling my friend last night, if I woke up and couldn't get food, wasn't safe because people were running around trying to rob everybody all the time down there, to the south of us, that I would get up and move too. And I wouldn't care about walls, fences. I mean, look at us. My family landed in the 1600s in Boston. But in the 1800s, early 1900s, they moved west. And nobody told them they couldn't. They just packed up, loaded their shit, and moved. And they had to cross rivers and mountains and all kind of deserts, all kind of crap just to get to the beautiful coastline that I now call home. So I get that, and you should have that right. But we got to do it. We got to create a more justifiable, reasonable way to get things done. So you're not pushing out one group to bring in another group and then pushing another group out to bring in another group just based on your needs for attention for votes. But anyway, like I said, no religion, no politics. But I'm moving out, so but it's not looking bad. I really think that we're going to be able to hang on to this for a little while longer. There is a long legal battle, and there's also what's called reasonable accommodations for disabled. So I think once it starts going to court, it's going to be a bitch for these people to really kick me out because I know the law. I know how to file. I know when to file and how to drag it out longer and longer, which isn't a good thing to do. And it's not what I want to do. And I don't believe we're going to have to. I'm going to have to. This is going very well. I'm actually very shocked by the speed and the efficiency that we've got this together because we've got this computer, got a phone, got my tablet, so I'm all computerized, and that can all fit into a bag. So that's not going to be a huge problem if that happened. But you can't think that way because what that does is, like I said before, just giving me an out. I don't want an out. It's got to happen. You got to make it happen. And I was stoked yesterday, man. I called. It was so simple. I sat and worried about it, and I remember sharing that with you a couple of days ago about just not being able to motivate to make that call based on the fear. The fear was killing me. But I got on the phone, man. I forced myself yesterday, after all the crap that was going on, with the night and the things that I had to deal with last or the night before. I just had to get it done, and I really pushed it. And crazy to say, I talked to two attorneys, and both want to see me. They love the idea. It's a good idea. One thing I can say about myself, I do come up with pretty good ideas most of the time. So hopefully, or not hopefully, we'll have them signed by the end of this week, first part of next week. I really want to get everything done this week. So basically, just kind of gather the things I'm going to need because next week's going to be, like I said, it's payday. So we got to go out and get a couple chairs for the shoot. We got to get a secondary microphone for the shoot. We've got to get the chairs, the sunglasses, and our business cards done so we can start passing them out. And these cards are going to be great, man. I am so happy about that. Look, that's the whole card. So I'm real happy about what that is. And it's so cool that me and AI did that together. It took us about 3 shots at it and a couple course corrects, but man, it came out great. I couldn't have been, I got to hire a card development company. They couldn't do that good of work. So, you know, AI will, in some cases, I believe, is going to put some people out of work. But I also believe if you're keeping up on it, it's going to actually help you be more efficient, more effective, and more successful than you ever dreamed possible. Doing the attorney thing, I ran the numbers. The numbers are incredibly scary. I don't even want to earn it. But hey, the good thing is those numbers, which they are real, but once they're what's the word I'm looking for here? Once they're realized, here you go. Once they're realized, it's pretty incredible what we're going to be able to do to help others get off their feet as well, or get on their feet. I'm sorry, they're already off their feet, but get back on their feet and putting together. But I have had some second thoughts about bringing in um, people that are still in the throes as far as bringing into my home. Um, I've done that before, and it can create a lot of problems really fast because people that don't put in to making a house really don't respect the house. I mean, this place I live is a great example. This is a 3.5, 3 year old, 3 years, 2 months old building. So what's that? 38 months old. If I walked the hall with you right now, you'd be shocked. You wouldn't even believe that this is only 3 years old. You think that building's probably been around since the 70s. It's so beat up, and it is because people, two types of people. There's a lot of angry people here, and they get angry at the system or they get angry at the people down, the office people, and they take it out on the building. And then you've got just the straight people that are basically batshit crazy, somehow over and over seem to sneak in here and just destroy shit. God, every floor has a laundry room, and none of them work. Not one. Not one. We're talking 5 washers and 5 dryers on 15 floors, and not one of them motherfuckers work. Huh. You know what that did for me though? I started washing by hand. I remember my first wife, Donna. She used to always wash stuff in the sink. I never got it because I thought we have machines. We don't need to do this shit. But guess what? When you do it like that, machines are so incapable of washing your stuff actually, and they just ruin it. And they leave dingy. All my whites were dingy and crappy looking. Yeah, no, you wash in the sink, man. It's a little bit more effort. Well, considerably more effort, but not really. Because I only, when I wear this, what I'm wearing today, I'll throw in the sink when I go to bed tonight and let it soak. Then rinse it out and soak in soap, and then rinse it out. It's amazing how much difference there is. I highly recommend hand washing your clothes if you want to keep them. And in my situation, I got to make my stuff last and look as decent as possible for as long as possible. And if I go back to backpack living, it's a little tougher, but not so much. Not so much. Um, and B, you're outside all the time, so being as clean as you are when you're indoors isn't quite as important. But nonetheless, you want to try to do your best to keep up on your cleanliness and your hygiene. It's important. It really does. Because even though I don't feel like I look homeless, sometimes I feel like people still look at me as homeless. It's a weird thing that I learned in life is some people walk by you who don't have any idea who you are, never talk to you, never said a word, but they judge as they go by. It's so weird, and you can see them. You can see it in their eyes that they're judging you. It's not a psychosis because I used to think, oh, maybe it is, but then there's people that will react to that. There's homeless guys that will react to you for that, and they don't like it. It's like being in anything where people judge you prior to knowing you. It pisses you off because you don't even know who I am. You have no idea about my life story, my life history, and you're making judgment based on your visual perception. Geez, you ever seen magic? Magic is visual manipulation. So don't trust your eyes so much. Trust your heart more than your eyes, because the eyes typically won't show you the truth. They'll show you what you see. And how many times have you seen stuff that wasn't there, or seen stuff that you know you didn't really even see it? It tricked you. Um, like the green flash. Some people never seen the green flash, but it's real. I've seen it many, many, many times, but they have never seen it, so it's not real to them. Forget about vision. I think being blind might be the best thing for people because they quit looking at each other. Then they probably hate each other based on you sound weird or you sound different. Some poor guy with an accent would automatically be identified, but that's just human nature. And hopefully, our community is building and going to be built on the fact that we're not going to do that to each other. We're gonna work together to make each other successful because one person's success is all people's success, and one person's failure is everybody's failure, and not just our community, the whole damn world. And once we get to that mentality, we're going to be the higher beings that we're meant to be. And yeah, I want to become the higher being that God meant me to be. And that, you know, yeah, there's going to have to be. You can't go up to a place with all a bunch of celestial beings with higher ideals with your crappy little human mind. It's just wrecking it. They're not going to allow that. And you got to look at Earth as kind of like going to battle. The military people, I mean, you watch this, will relate to this. Y'all go over, but not everybody comes back. And I know in our situation that we're in, everybody comes, but not everybody's going to go back. And that's going to create hell. That literally is hell. Can you imagine that? Eternally knowing that you're never going anywhere, that you are now, that's it. This is what you get. Yeah, I don't dig that. I think I'm going to work hard to be the best man I can be. Be the best me. Be best media. Be best me media. Be the best me I can be. Work hard at myself and try to share with others, try to be friendly, try to care, put love in your heart. It makes a difference, walking through the day. I think, talk to the people downstairs, the homeless as well as the residents here. I'm one of those happy, friendly, peaceful guys. Like I said in the Shawshank Redemption, and I've mentioned this before, when Morgan Freeman said Andy Dufresne looked like a man taking a walk on a Sunday in a park as he walked through the prison yard. Not affected at all. And that's, yeah, I can go with that. I'm going to go with that. I am going with that. And because I'm trying to be positive and do better things and stay off the street because I don't want to go back to the street. I really don't. I mean, God, it'd be a bad night when I have to go sleep on the street again. But it won't kill me, hopefully, unless I get flooded out or something, or lit on fire in the middle of the night or some crazy shit like that. But won't kill me. It'll just make me more motivated to get this thing done, and it will be. I mean, it will be done on time when we originally said, because the whole plan was to get the first steps done by the end of this quarter. Looks like I'm going to be a week ahead of schedule, which is great because now I can just keep moving forward, come up with more ideas, more ways to monetize something that, as of right now, is just kind of a hobby because I'm making no money on it. I don't have enough viewership to be buying up my books, or even be on a live feed yet. So, there we go again. Please remember, like, share, subscribe. Subscribing is huge. I have to have 50 subscribers. So tell your friends, just pull it up for them, please. Have them subscribe. I'm not going to bother anybody. I don't even care if you watch, but I'd like you to, because hopefully we can get to share our time and come out of each day of this time of the day in a better mood, a better direction than we came into it. And like I said, sitting here chatting with you is like being in psychology. It's like laying on a couch. I get to tell you how I'm feeling and how things are going and what's moving on in my life and what's struggling in my life. And yeah, so I like this and I want this to continue. So help me do that. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. It really makes a difference. And then, eventually the monetization of that is great, but I don't mind working for the monetization, getting referrals for attorneys, using YouTube as my vehicle to do so, and then AI as my vehicle to confirm and verify that this is a viable situation if we move forward with a lawsuit and an attorney is going to really make the difference. It's going to allow us to monetize quicker. I'm going to start selling the books when I'm doing the coffee at Kono's. I'm going to start putting the books up. We're going to have a little display in front of us so you can see those things. The problem with that is it's probably going to be the second month of that. If I can get that done by the 1st of May, that'll be a good thing. I may go and start talking to people. I've written the business plans and I've written the financials. This is pretty strong. And the financial offering would be pretty strong because we've already done so much of the work. You know what I mean? It's basically saying, hey, float us this and you'll end up with this. And it's pretty good. It really is. So we'll keep moving. I want to do it. I like to self-contain, but if it gets down to brass tacks and we really want to just rocket ship this thing, I'll take it to market. I can sell it. Like I said, called 2 lawyers yesterday, sold them both. It wasn't that hard. When you're giving somebody what could be or what will be multi-million dollar a year opportunities, and all they got to do is just do what they do, without a change, without a risk, without anything. Because I do know the rules of professional conduct, and I know by working with lawyers in the past, I know those type of things, so I can ease their mind. And that was really what I had. The primary thing I found on those phone calls was just that they got to make sure you know what you're doing, because you can really fuck up their life or their licensing by doing the wrong things. You're not allowed to ambulance chase. We're not ambulance chasing. We're not running to hospitals and trying to get medical records and things like that to find clients. That's illegal. What we're doing is having a variety show where, in my opinion, it's kind of like the police opinion. If you follow someone long enough, if you're a cop and you follow somebody long enough driving, they're gonna do a traffic infraction, and it's like within 30 seconds or so. It's really crazy, that I'm a good driver, but I guess and I do notice sometimes I don't signal when I go over to the left, or I'll just turn right and forget to signal. Signaling is one of my problems, but so that's where they'd get me. But they say that's how it is. So bottom line is, most people have a lawsuit if you just talk to them long enough and find out. The biggest problem you have with law is sometimes these stories that they're going to tell are too old because there is the statute of limitations in most civil suits. You have 12 months from the event to take care of it or to file suit. So yeah, with that in mind, that may diminish, but the numbers are only based on one lead a week. One lead a week. That's it. So I'm going to have a chance at 5 to 10 a week. Those numbers are just ridiculous. In fact, they're scary because I never saw myself running or operating something that could be that big, that profitable. And that's cool. The funner thing is going to be when you guys are with me and we're starting to give this money out because that's going to be bitching, man. We're going to come up with some real fun ways to do that. But real sensible things where, don't give homeless people cash. I mean, you can if you want, but it doesn't really help. It really doesn't. There's food. They can get food all day long. It's everywhere. In fact, today, because my EBT's running out and I put more freaking money into this thing than I should have, I'm gonna have to go up and get go to the food pantry and grab a couple bags. But those bags last a week. So you get two of them, you got 2 weeks worth of food, and that's great. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm using the existing system to help us set this up in a way so that because I just don't have the funding to not do it like that. So because the little bit of money that we have coming in, like I said, man, we're looking at total expenses just with laundry, and there's the big one that I got to get off my personal account. That's what I like to do, is somehow get a business set up, business account set up where I'm getting an investor or there's all kinds of different ways you can get money out there. Where they call, oh man, it's been a while since I've been in the market like that. But anyway, there's a lot of options. Even though that I can't remember them all, I will. But if needed. But maybe so, because like I said, the just the internet and stuff that I have to pay for to do this, to do the books and to keep track of the business and build the business is what was that number? 100 plus. Let's see, 100 plus. So $205, which is almost half of what I get. And then I got to do laundry, and you got to have a bus because I got to take a bus from downtown to there every day. So that's a couple more dollars a day. So, you got to have that. And it adds up really fast. So, unfortunately, when you make $603 revenue, your budget's kind of tight, Couldn't imagine if I had to pay for food or had to pay for space. That would just be undoable, man. It's not. That's a crazy thing, Everybody's tripping on Social Security like it's helpful. It is a little bit, of course. I wouldn't want to lose this $500. That would suck, or $603. And I do everything I can not to make sure my paperwork's solid. If I have any adjustments or changes, I take care of it like that. So anyway, getting through that. I'm feeling good. I appreciate you guys watching. I really do. I hope you tell your friends, please. I need more. Subscribers. We're at 12 now, so we're getting there. No, 13. We just picked up another yesterday. And I don't even look at the analytics. I don't care. I'm not going to do that. This is either going to be blessed or not. Period. That's how I'm going to look at it. And I know that sounds all like religious and stuff. The thing I always talk against, but it's not. It's not at all. It's not religious at all. Blessings are earned. They really are. You work for your blessings. You prepare for your blessings. They don't just fall out of the sky like free money or something. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to work. I want to get a couple more lawyers online. I want to have 4 of them signed, sealed, and delivered, hopefully before the end of this week. I'll let you know tomorrow how it goes today, and we'll keep moving this forward. We got Kono's signatures, so we got our location done, signed, sealed, and delivered. We've got 2 lawyers pretty well set up. They understand what's going on, and like I said, for them it's a win-win. I mean, worst case, I suck at what I say, and uh, they don't. They're not losing nothing. They just continue on with what they're doing. If it works, suddenly they're going to be looking to. My idea is for my first couple attorneys to become supervising attorneys. So if these cases do start rolling like they could, God forbid we start getting 10 cases a week. That's 40 cases. You could fill up 3 law firms with that every month. You know, so we're going to end up having to have more attorneys, and what I'm hoping is the cream of the crop will rise, and the best of the attorneys that we have will utilize as supervising attorneys. So they get a supervisor's percentage, and they can do that between attorneys. They can't give us a percentage. Wish they could. That'd be awesome, because there's a lot of money in personal injury law, because they're just basically it's just insurance companies. And the big thing there is if you get a lawyer that knows what he's doing and knows the insurance company people, the reps for the insurance company and the legal for the insurance companies, that does make a big difference in your case, in your ability to proceed properly and get the most bang for your buck as far as your settlements go. And mostly all of it's settlements. No one ever goes to court. I've had 2 personal injury lawsuits in my life. Both of them were settled in arbitration. So unfortunately, arbitration can be like one case took like 3 years and the other case took 4 or 5 because there was federal involved. The one we sued the state of Utah over my son's death because they actually had him in custody when he died. So anyway, but that was a $1.8 million lawsuit, and that took uh, 5 years, almost 5 years. But I'll say this, and that's not to be noble. I couldn't take the money. I gave it to my wife who was dying of AIDS, and she needed it for treatments and things like that. And that wasn't why I did it. The more reason is I couldn't imagine buying like a nice car on the money that I got for my son dying. I mean, how fucking shallow is that? Every time you go to open that door, you're gonna think of your kid's death. No thanks. No thanks. Keep the money. I'll earn it another way, and I did. So anyway, guys, that's about it for the day. We've gone over again. Like I said, 22 minutes is some magic number in YouTube world. So that works out because my football number is 22 as well, except for my junior year when a senior took it ahead of me. Asshole. And I was 22 as a sophomore on the varsity, but nobody had it, right? So all of a sudden, this dude comes along. He's a senior now, and he just wanted to be a dick because he was second string, and he didn't like that an underclassman got to start in front of him. So he took my number. But anyway, so my junior year, I was 25. Someday I'll show you those clippings. I kept them all. I'm so Al Bundy, you don't even know. Anyway, guys, love y'all. Hang in there. Remember, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You YouTubers know what I'm talking about. Keep coming. We're growing slowly but surely. We got to get that 50, man. I want to go live. Wouldn't it be bitching if you guys could all 13 of you get 2 or 3 people each? Please. Because then we hit 50 and we go live, man. I want to go live where you can call in and we can chat and shit. I think that'd be so much funner. Maybe I'm just stupid, but could be. But I think it'd be cool to just chat with other people and hear from you instead of me just talking at the screen to you. But I feel like I see you. So, guys, I love you. Hang loose, as we say here. Oh, by the way, the water's too freaking cold for my old ass, man. My arthritis. Ooh, when the water's under 60 degrees, oh man. Even with my wetsuit, my hands and my feet still just freeze they become little rocks. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Love you. See you tomorrow.